This is the Tech Phantom, and welcome to episode 18 of this Dark Souls walkthrough, where we follow the adventures of Conan in the land of Lordran. The Wizard of the Mounds had cautioned Conan that his encounter with the Mother Witch, the Witch of Izalith, could be painful and rather frustrating. Conan steels his nerves, bursts through the fog gate, and slides down a long ramp with a little bit of apprehension and not knowing what to expect. He arrives at a large antechamber and sees a gigantic living tree with glowing roots on either side. He decides to explore the roots, but is immediately attacked by the tree. He reaches the glowing orb that protects one of the roots and hacks at it, permanently killing it. This brings the creature to life from its long slumber. The Witch of Izalith is no more, and in its stead, Conan faces the bed of chaos. This is the source of the demons, the chaos, and the darkness that surrounds and has spread through all of Lordran. Conan has finally found its source. The Witch of Izalith, in her lust for magical power, attempted to control and duplicate the powers of the First Flame, but she was strong enough. She was instead consumed by its power, and its chaos and fire turned her into a magical creature from which more chaos and more demons originated. Conan uses a bow to disable the root on the other side of the bed of chaos. The result is the same as before. The bed of chaos is now fully awakened, and besides the tentacles and the roots of a living tree, Conan must also dodge and fight the tentacles of magic from the bed of chaos itself. Conan thinks back about his many adventures. He has been 100 things. He has been a pirate. He has been a mercenary. He has been a thief. He has even been a Cossack. In his times as a Cossack, he learned how to ride horses, and he also learned how to master the bow and arrow. It's not a weapon that he uses often, but he finds it useful in this time, and his aim is true as he easily takes down the bed of chaos with his bow. He ultimately dodges the tentacles from the bed of chaos and finds the disgusting creature who is now a shriveled shell of the original Witch of Izalith. He puts her down and warps out of this bonfire and back to the previous one. The bow has served him well. He puts the bow away and re-equips himself with his arm wraps and with Havel's ring. He lost many souls during the encounter with the Bed of Chaos. It is time to loot and to regain some of the treasure that he has lost. After all, that is what a thief and a mercenary would do, and those professions were amongst the most enjoyable that Conan has ever had. Conan decides to explore the ruins of the lost city. They are now surrounded by demonic statues. He also spots a prowling demon off in the distance. It is rumored that these demons can be the source of Demon Titanite, a special reinforcement equipment for famed weapons used by the gods. I do not need such goodly weapons. My claymore is good enough. Now that he has recovered his strength and his skill, the claymore is indeed good enough, and is all the weapon that Conan would ever need or would ever rely. Moving forward, Conan is attacked by Solaire. Solaire has hollowed out. After he was unable to find the source of the light that he was looking for, which he referred to as his son, Solaire lost all hope and lost the will to push forward. When that happened, he became hollowed. Conan does not know if he allowed a sunlight maggot, a curious bioluminescent creature, to attach itself like a parasite to Solaire's head, or if Solaire, in his hollowed out state, did that himself. But at any rate, the hollowed out Solaire, using a sunlight maggot shining brightly on its head, attacked Conan. In his hollowed state, Solaire was no match for Conan, and Conan was sad that he had to kill a brother at arms like Solaire. But the lesson took. In this land, you must always push forward, and you must never give up, lest your will is taken from you and you become hollowed. Conan continues his exploration, but he is unable to find much loot. He decides to go back to the bonfire of the daughter of Chaos. For a brief rest. As he reaches the bonfire, he notices the body of Kirk. Did Kirk have some kind of relationship with the daughter of Chaos? Was he one of her servants? Perhaps Kirk was attacking and invading strangers in the hopes of finding some salve or some medication to help the daughter. Even if that was the case, and even if his intents were somewhat noble, Conan does not have any sorrow for Kirk. Conan loots the spiked armor and continues down into the demon ruins in his search for treasure. Off in the distance, he spots some loot. He also sees an entire herd of minor Taurus demons. These lumbering beasts are slow, but they have a very powerful weapon, and they must be challenged one at a time. In a pack, they are deadly and almost impossible to defeat. Conan decides to draw them out one at a time. As he does so, he is also attacked by the minor Capra demon. He must quickly dispatch of one of the two enemies before they gang up on him. The Capra demon is quickly cut down, followed by the Taurus demon. Conan has to be careful as he picks his way through the hot floor. There are pools of lava everywhere. The thick scale and calluses on the feet of the Taurus demons make them invulnerable to fire. But that is not the case with Conan, and he must be careful not to step or get too close to the lava. He's quickly reminded of this lesson and suffers a painful burn on his feet when he's not careful. He goes back to his plan of drawing the Taurus demons one at a time. The demons like to lunge forward with two hands. Their great axe has such heft that as it strikes the ground, it shakes the earth nearby and stuns any opponents caught in its wake. Conan must be careful to not only dodge the attacks of the axe, but he must also be in clear range of the axe to prevent from being stunned from the impact. There are only a few more Taurus demons left. The claymore is making quick work with them, typically only requiring 2 or 3 hits to cut down the Taurus demons. Now there are only 2 left. Conan gets ready to face the last Taurus demon. Their great axe would be a fine treasure and a reminder of this fight, and he hopes that he's able to loot one. He's unable to, but he does spy the loot off in the distance. It is in the middle of a small pool of lava. He will wear the orange chart ring to make sure he's not burned to death attempting to loot. Further on, he spots another soul. He quickly reaches it and loots it, and says goodbye to the demon ruins and the lost city of Izalith. Well, this adventure has ended, but Conan is ready for the next adventure. He has obtained most of the souls that he needs, and he will continue to do so in his future travels.